Okay, so this is your normal driving bulb. Twist anti-clockwise. Driver's side in the UK is always much better to get to than the passenger side. Here's your bulb here. Again, you have to push the metal harness, the metal clip, sorry, you want to push it in that way. And there's the bulb there. There's my new LED bulb. Let's see how this goes. It's got a little fan on the back to cool it down, isn't that cool? First of all, I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to see if it works, because they can be biased. So I'm just going to put that there, make sure it turns on. Indeed it turns on. Okay. Right, so now let's get that into the holder. It's got a little key on it, that's what this is. So that's got to go in the upright position. Good. Let's make sure that's correctly in there. Yeah, that's all good. Right, so that's where it goes, in there like that. Now I've got to try and get this clip back on. That's interesting. I'm going to try and get it around this thing. So have to have a little think about that. Okay, I've just realised, a bit tricky to see on the camera, but this ring here, you can actually twist that off, like that. Now I should better get the metal clip on first, and then I'll put the key back on. Easier said than done. So that really wants to go like that, just the ring back on again. Okay, that's on. Alright. It's a tight squeeze. Okay, finally. Right, there we go. That is a tight squeeze. Anyway, I managed to get it on. So now I want to turn this bulb on and we want to see how it looks compared to the other side. Right, well, all I would say is they are really bright. Right, in fact I'm worried actually they're going to be too bright. Standard, it's hard to see with a camera. You can see it's a bit more yellowy. And then LEDs, all I've got there is a white light. I've also got the white LED side lights as well. Yeah, very, very bright, so maybe I'll get people flashing their lights at me, but we'll just have to see. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and twist the bulb slightly and see if that helps with the reflection. Side light's dead easy. Side light you simply pull and you can just pull this bulb out. It's a wedge bulb. I've got an LED one in there. Let's put it back in. Doesn't matter which way this goes in, it's just a snug fit. And there you go, just pushed in and that's it. Make sure you put the cap back on. you go. Watch the bulb, it's really hot. I should have turned the lights off. I'll just grab it by the side. I've got gloves on, so show it. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Right, so here's the bulb as per the driver's side, which I'm going to try my best to get in here. This should be fun. Basically, this ring goes on like so, twists. That's what I'm trying to do. Aha. Okay, finally we are on. Finally. Right, so let's first of all connect up and see if it works. We've got it polarity right around. Obviously you need to put the battery in. I just realised I've taken the battery out. That's where the battery should go. But I had to remove it. I was wondering why the lights weren't coming on, so I'll get that plugged back in. Okay. Wasn't the easiest, I must admit, but a bit of perseverance and you'll get there. So this spring here has to be between this fan and that removable ring, and you've got to do all of that sort of work in very tight space. Once you get it in the position, not so bad, it's okay. So both of them are in. Let's give it a test and see. Definitely whiter. It's always difficult when you're looking on the video, but it's a whiter, cleaner light. I'm wondering if it's going to be okay as I'm driving. Will people start flashing their lights at me, because they are so much brighter as well. But in terms of looking cleaner and fresher, that is very much the look it gives. So no more yellowness. We'll just have to, time will tell, we'll just have to see. There we go. Right, so the next job is I'm going to get some LED brake lights on the back and let's see how that goes. So let's get the LED one changed first of all. That's the original. And there's my LED. It's got lights all the way around and importantly on the top as well. And these may be biased, so I'm just going to plug it in and let's see if that works. That looks good. Okay, good. And all these are the brake lights. These are cob. Quite a big fan of cob LEDs. Yeah, they really are super bright. It's in a sealed gel case as well. So let's see what these look like. and see if they work. Ah, that looks bright. Okay, well, that's one side done. Pretty damn easy, really. Let's put these two bolts back in. Okay. Again, it's a standard filament bulb. It's a double 21 watt, 5 watt. So 21 watt brake, 5 watt is just your driving lights. There you go. How does that look? Well, that's pretty good. Right, it's going to test the brake, see if it's okay. Yeah, all looks good. Back into the hole. Too easy. Job done. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, not bad. The LEDs are the one on the right, and the standard filament bulbs are the ones on the left. And you can see they are absolutely about twice as bright. So right hand side LED, left hand side standard. That's the old filament light for the license plate. And here's the new LED equivalent. These are CAN bus error free as well. Basically it draws the same current so that the bulb is the same as a filament bulb and the dashboard doesn't see an open circuit and give you an error. And that is it. That is the last of the LEDs. And the last cover. Okay, all done. Right hand side is obviously the LED and the left hand side is the standard. So all in all, that's them all done. We have LED indicators, LED brake lights, 21 watt, 5 watt duals, and that's both in the inner and the outer lights. And I'm just about to do the last of the license plate lights, and that's the back end all LED'd up. What I've done, front LEDs, they are in. They got fan on the back. They've got fans on the back of them to cool them, and there's also LED side lights as well, all CAN bus error free. Walking around to the back, indicators, these are LED, and then there's the two sets of rear lights, 21 watts and 5 watts. They're LED. And the last thing I've just done are the license plate lights, and they're LED as well. So there you go, nice clean fresh look. Look forward to taking it out on the road in the dark. Alright, so that's it all done. What do you think? Tell me what you think, pop them down in the comments. I always like to sort of find out if you might like it. I mean, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. For me, LEDs make perfect sense. They use less current, they're brighter, they look cleaner. They don't wear out as fast. Generally, when you put the LEDs in, you'll get a longer lifespan than the filaments. But things I learned along the way. Downside is make sure when you put the LEDs in that you test so that the right way around, because they can be biased. So if you do the brake ones, put the brake bulb in, press your foot on the brake, make sure it gets brighter and does what it should do. These ones, just to recap, there's 2 in here each side, so 4 altogether. You've got a 21 watt 5 watt bulb in each of these brakes, and in the indicator it's just a standard one brightness LED indicator. But the indicator bulbs, again, you want to make sure that you get the ones which are non-CAN bus error free, so that you don't get the rapid flash and you don't get the error messages on the dash. And all that's happening is that the current that gets drawn by these LEDs, they're so small that the car thinks that this circuit is open, i.e. the bulb is blown, and throws an error message on your dash. So a lot of these LEDs, they're called CAN bus error free, and they have resistance in them so that it brings it back up to the current that a normal filament bulb would have used. So all in all, pretty good. The front's so much more tricky than the back done in a third of the time. And I appreciate all the all the likes and subscribes. The likes are important for me because it tells me which videos that are doing well, that are popular, and then I'll do more of them. And as for subscribing, well, you can always unsubscribe. You don't have to be with me forever, but it's very much appreciated if you do stay with me and subscribe. So till next time, thanks very much. This is Groove On.